Hey everybody, I'm Greg.
And I'm Katie. Welcome to the Meeple Society. Today we are continuing our top 100, starting with 30. Before we get started, as always, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content. Of course, hit that bell icon if you want any notifications of future content.
Or if you want to follow us on social media, link below, take you to all those.
All right.
30.
30.
We're almost there.
We are narrowing down the list
4,
we started back in December.
I have 7 new ones on this part of the list.
Cult of the New.
Exactly. That's my whole list here lately. This ending, yeah.
Okay, I can't say much. I've got 5.
I've got one that's in the exact same place as it was last year.
Nope.
And 3 crossovers.
I got three crossovers also.
Might end up with more. You never know.
Okay. Maybe. Okay. All right, we'll get started. My number 30 is a habitat building nature game based in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say you looked confused for a moment.
I'm not going. Okay, I know what it is.
This is Cascadia. I love this game.
Yeah,
Maybe
you
I
love
love
this
that
game.
part of the country. I think that is one of the most beautiful parts of this country.
I'll agree.
Yep. With Cascadia, you are building out various habitats for, well, to appease 5 different animals, to score 5 different animals. I love the fact that there are multiple scoring options for each of the animals.
Yeah.
So if the original ones get stale, swap out a couple. Now all of a sudden the fish have a different scoring mechanism. You're no longer just trying to make the longest run. You know, things like that. With this one, you have 4 choices. You have a series of habitat tiles, and then you have a series of animal tiles, and you have to choose one set. There are ways to kind of break that rule a little bit, but for the most part, you choose a set, you put the habitat into your ecosystem, and then you, if possible, you place the animal tile that you grabbed, whether it be the bear or the I think it's a hawk, not an eagle. I think it's I don't know, the bird. I don't remember if it's a bear. I don't remember if it's a hawk or an eagle now.
I don't remember.
The bear, the fish, the bird. What else is there? There's an elk. I don't remember now. And a fox.
Moose. Was there a moose?
I think it was an elk and a fox.
Is it an elk?
Yeah.
And a fox? Yeah.
I think.
Something like that.
It's
A bunch of animals.
A bunch of animals that are native to the Pacific Northwest. Go figure. Anyway, absolutely adore this game. Yeah, never bores me. But anyway, that is my number 30, Cascadia.
That one did not make my list.
I'm not surprised,
The
actually.
number 30 that did make my list is another Lacerda game. And probably my favorite. I know on Mars I really, really liked, but apparently I like this one more because it's higher.
Apparently you do.
Because on Mars was in the last list.
Yes.
And now this one's in this list. Do you know what one it is?
The only one I can think of that you would like more than on Mars would be Kanban EV.
Yes. What is Kanban EV? This is where you are making cars.
You are a production line of a car.
Yep.
Yes.
You're going after blueprints for cars. You're trying to test cars. You're getting parts for cars. You're upgrading cars. Except for you got to keep an eye on Sandra. Sandra's that typical boss everybody hates.
She's going from department to department doing her job. It's not her fault that you fell behind on your training.
I don't really fall behind on my training, but I hold a grudge because of another game she's in.
Yeah, whatever.
But anyway, yeah, so you are building cars. I just love this is one of those games that you have to go here first and then go over here to help you get what you need over here, but then you got to go up here to kind of make it even better, and then finally you end up over here and finally got a finished product. I love how it's kind of...
You've got to follow the steps of the production process, and I do like that. That is pretty neat. So,
But yep, That is my number 30, Kanban EV.
My number 29 is actually very close to where it was last year. It was 31 last year. This is my favorite of the trekking series, and I think your favorite as well. In fact, I could have sworn this was a crossover, but I don't have it written down as one. This is Trekking Through History.
I think so.
I think
Yeah, because I think I had this one. This is
Yeah.
the only one I think is on my list. You talk, I'll look.
Okay. Anyway, Trekking Through History. This is the third installment in the trekking series, and I love the entire series. I think this one was my favorite because it kind of turned everything around.
It was my 81.
Okay, so there's a crossover. All right. With Trekking Through History, instead of trekking around sightseeing, you are now time traveling through history to see the various events that have happened, to visit your ancestors. The idea with this one is you are picking up cards out of a central display. You're drafting these cards out of a central display and putting them into your timeline. The only rule, though, is that you can't go further back than you've already visited. So if you start your day in 1215, you cannot go back any further in history, or you have to wait till you start over again. So once you jump backwards, you have to move forward from then on.
Unless you have a flux capacitor.
Which does not come in this game.
It's a variant. There's an expansion you don't know about.
Okay. Anyway, I love the cards in this. I think that was one of the things I love the most about it, is that as you're playing this, you flip the card over and it gives you the history of that event you're looking at.
As does all the trekking games.
And, well, all the trekking do. They tell you a little bit about the parks or the national monuments you're going to, the national the national
monuments.
parks or the world monuments that you're going to. Yes. Whereas this one tells you a lot about
The history.
that point in history, why that point in history was so important. And it's everything from Live Aid to the landing on the moon to things that happened. Things that happened in 50,000 BC. Yeah, it's just very, very interesting. But anyway, my number 29, my favorite of the trekking series, Trekking Through History.
My number 29 is a crossover. It was your 74, and it's new to the list. This is one of the best engine building games.
Okay.
We've only played it once. I beat you by 10 points. I already checked that. We need to play it some more, but because of our other things we're doing, we can't get back to it yet. This is Gizmos.
Oh, okay, yeah. This is an interesting one.
Yeah.
I was fascinated by this one.
Yeah, this one, I mean, you start, like you said before, you start with 4 basic actions you could start with. Like, it's like build or
You can file.
There's
pick.
That's when
And
you're getting
something
your
else,
marbles.
yeah.
The marbles are going to help you build. And just
Build your
research.
your gizmos.
Yeah, you're researching to be able to upgrade things, though. And as you put things in, it's going to allow you to take more marbles or do this on your turn. And your turn, which usually should only be one action, could end up being like 4 different things. Because if I do
snowball.
this triggers this action, and that action triggers this action. And
You love those kind of games.
and yeah, I love engine builders anyway. This
Yeah.
one needs to get to the table more often.
Yeah, it does.
And do we have this set up for our 24? If not,
No.
it will be. But this is Gizmos, my number 29.
Okay. My number 28 is new to the list.
Okay.
We've always enjoyed its predecessor.
Okay.
I enjoyed this one much more, though.
Oh.
This is Namiji. It is the successor to Kaido. Same general concept, only instead of going in a straight line from one city to another, you're now going in a circle, starting at the docks and going all the way around. This one adds the pond to the scenario, or to the sea to the scenario where you are fishing, and that becomes part of your points. Other than that, most of the stops are very, very similar. You're still doing your panoramics, you're still going shopping, you're still eating. But yeah, I've always enjoyed this. I've always enjoyed Tokaido. This one just felt like a fresh take on it to me.
Yes.
So
Some new actions.
So yeah, there's a few new actions, a lot of familiar actions. Still has that whoever's last goes next thing. So it's kind of that push your luck of how far do I really want to go. I really need this particular stop. I need that last piece of this panorama. Do I jump ahead 5 or 6 spaces and take it and allow my opponents to just meander those 5 or 6 spaces all the way up? So I like that angst that it causes. You know, do I risk it or do I just take the next couple spots and hope that that spot isn't taken when I get there and I have to skip over it? So, but anyway, my number 28, Namiji.
All right. My number 28 was 28 last year.
Oh, all right.
This is probably one of the highest, one of my highest ranked. It probably is my highest ranked pure card games
Okay.
about space.
Got to be one of the.
This is Race for the Galaxy.
Oh, never mind.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking one of the crews.
No,
Okay.
this is Race for the Galaxy.
All right, it's a good one.
You have a handful of cards. You got to figure out what you're going to build and what you're going to use to build it, because your cards are also what you need to build all
They're
the
the
stuff
currency.
to get out.
Yeah, they're your currency.
Yeah, the cards are currency. And the cards are in this game. The cards are
Development.
the
No?
products that you put out
Oh,
when,
yes.
when they produce.
Yeah.
It's
Well, at least those
production.
don't have to come out of your hand.
No, they come out of the bill, but it's cards that you'll never see.
Yeah.
Because they just come up face down, and you just slide them under a card when
Yeah.
your
So if you're
world's
looking for
produced.
something specific, you may have just produced it.
So yeah, so you're trying to balance to do the your worlds. You're trying to build worlds, and you're trying to build, what's the other part of it?
Development.
The developments. Yeah, you already said that. And developments to make a tableau of 12 cards. Once somebody hits 12 cards, game's over. You count up your points.
You always
Each
hit
card
12.
has a bunch of points on it. Cards will score, like the 6-point cards will score 6 points per whatever it says on the card. So it's
Yeah.
like grouping things together that you're building. So if you're going to build those, you want to make sure you're building other things to score you more points on
Multiply
it.
it, yeah.
But yeah, on this one I normally do.
You end
The
up rushing
battle,
the end on
yeah.
this one.
I usually do military.
Yeah.
And I can just fly through the decks like that.
Yeah. Tell me about
And
it.
you're trying to take the worlds by paying for them. Not the
I've
way to
done
do it.
military a couple times,
Yeah.
but you end up rushing the end on this one. I've got 9 or 10 and you're done, and yeah. You win this one a lot, I
Yep.
suspect.
But
Anyway.
that is 28, Race for the Galaxy.
All right. My number 27 is also new to the list this year. This is one that we got a chance to play shortly after the retreat. We have since picked it up, and I've even blinged it out just a little bit. It had one of the prettiest inserts I've ever seen,
Oh,
but yet the most useless.
yes.
This is River of Gold. River of Gold is a really interesting one based in the Orient. You are operating 2 different ships on this beautiful gold inlay river on the board. And as you are traveling down the river, you are stopping at various points in the river and activating all of the various points on that spot. And it may give you coins, it may give you various
Victory
resources,
points.
it could give you victory points, it could give the person who owns the building you just activated victory points or resources. There's various tracks you're going up on as you enter these areas as well, or as you build in these areas. You're playing out cards to be able to make your actions a little stronger. Just a really neat game. I've really enjoyed the plays of this one. We've actually gotten to play it 2 or 3 times already.
Yeah.
We haven't had it very long, but we've enjoyed every play of it. But anyway, that is my number 20, double check this, 27, River of Gold.
This one we never did get it played at the retreat.
No.
'Cause every time we tried to go and play it,
It was off the
already
shelf.
off the shelf.
It was
And it
already
was like
set.
just minutes before it was on the shelf. It was like, hey, Adil, come and teach us this game. And we'd go get it. It was gone.
Gone, yeah. So we ended
But-
up playing it. We bought it on the way home from the retreat, if I remember correctly. We took it to an event, and Adil was there and taught it to us.
Yeah.
So
And
we've
this one
played it a
did
couple
not
times
make my
since.
top 100.
Wow.
Like I said, there's a lot of things on here that I'm not going, how did that not make it? But
Well, and there
played
were
a
just
lot of
lot
good games
really
this
good
year.
Games, yeah. Okay.
Okay, my number 27 is new to the list.
Okay.
And it's a crossover.
Oh.
This is all about going fishing, picking up your shrimp and hoping you don't catch 2 crabs, going to the docks, catching fish.
Namiji.
This is Namiji.
I was going to say, what are you talking about?
This one I've always liked Takedo. I keep looking up there because it's over there.
Yeah.
I've always liked Takedo because I always thought how every time I play it, I feel so calm when I play it. It's just
very
like
calming.
Zen playing that game. And now we have Namiji with new actions. It's the same game, just new action. Instead of going down a road, you're going around a whirlpool in the middle where you're throwing your offerings in. Because you start off with like 4 or 5 offerings that are going to cost you, I think it's 5, because it's going to cost you 15 points at the end of the game if you don't get rid of them.
Yeah, you have to get rid of those.
So depending on how many you got left at the end of the game, once all the boats get back into port, if you got any left, you're going to lose like 5 points per offering that you didn't put in there.
Yeah.
And I do like how it has that push your luck with the shrimp where you're pulling out a bag, this shrimp. You can pull 1 crab, but you're good.
Okay.
But if you continue to push it and you pull that second crab, you lose everything from that fishing trip.
Yep.
So that kind of stinks. But then it's got the whole set collecting with the fish that you can use a net for, or you can throw a line out, and then you just go to a pile and you pick a fish that you need to go in your little sets. That's going to score your points.
Yeah.
It's just a really cool, calming game.
Like I said, it's a fresh take. It feels like they took Takedo and just freshened it up really
It gave
nicely.
all new panoramas and all that. It's just
Beautiful
really
game.
fun to play.
Very beautiful game. Yep.
So that's number 27. Namiji.
Yes, Namiji. Okay, well, we like that one. Pretty simple. That was almost a direct crossover.
Yes, it was.
Wow. All right, my number 26 is a new one also to the list. Oh, I feel like this portion of the list is very Cult of the New. Anyway, we've actually played this one a lot this year, and honestly, it keeps rising in my. If I had to do this list again now, it'd probably be even higher than it is now.
Your list, and we've played it.
We have probably played this at least 4 or 5 times, and I know I've played it one more time than you have.
I think I know what you're. Oh.
This is Flip 7.
Oh. Okay.
We picked up Flip 7 as a freebie at Gen Con when we bought Gnome Hollow, and I love this game.
Yeah.
It is so simple. So with Flip 7, it's kind of like, it's almost like blackjack. I mean, that's the feeling it gives you. So everybody starts out the game with 1 card. You start, the dealer basically goes round robin, dealing 1 card to every person. And then if a special action card comes up, you deal with that action card, and then you continue on. Then you come back to the first person again, and now that first person has to decide if they want to hit me or pass or hold or stay or whatever you want to say. The idea with the game is you're trying to get 7 cards in front of you of all different numbers. Now, the deck comes with 1 1 and a 0, 2 2s, 3 3s, 4 4s, 5 5s, all the way up to 12 12s. So if you get that 1 or 2, oh, that's fantastic. There's only 1 other 2 in the whole deck and no other 1, so you know you're good. But if you pull one of those 12s, there's 11 more 12s in that deck. So you got a fairly good shot of pulling another one. So you have to decide, do I stop here and just take the points? Because the point values that's how much they're worth. Or do you risk it and get the next card? If you get all 7 cards, then all different numbers, then you get a 15-point bonus, and that immediately ends the round. No matter where everybody's at, ends the round. This is such a fun game. I played this at Ladies' Night a couple weeks ago, and I think I might have finished 2 hands with points because I kept pushing my luck. Or my very first hand, I got like 100 points on it. No, not that much. I think I got 84 points on my first hand because I actually got all 7. And from then on, every time somebody would come up with a freeze card, oh, freeze Katy. Oh, draw 3, Katy, draw 3.
We did that at the BGI night.
Yes, you did. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. This is definitely going to be on our 24 of the live 24. It is just such a fun card game to play.
Yeah, this did another game that did not hit the list.
Wow.
But I think because by the time we were doing this, I think the only play we'd had was at Gen Con.
Possibly.
Because we've played it more this year than last year.
Well,
we
maybe
only
by the
played it
time
at Gen
you
Con
did the
last
list,
year.
by the time I finished the list,
Yeah,
obviously.
you take months to do your list. I can do it in like a week or two.
Yeah, I took like 2 months to finish this list. Anyway, that is my number 26. Is that what we're on, 26?
Yep.
Yes, Flip 7.
My number 26 was number 15 last year, and probably because we haven't played it. This is a game, if somebody says play this and we got enough people, I will play this at any time. This is a social deduction game.
I have a feeling I know.
It has, what do you call those people?
Cylons?
Yes, it has Cylons.
I had a
This is
feeling that was-
Battlestar Galactica, the board game, and yes, I have been a Cylon every time.
Yes, you have.
But I didn't become a Cylon until halfway through the game.
Oh,
But this is all about the Battlestar Galactica universe where
Yeah.
you are trying to get your ship back to
Earth.
by doing jumps. And the Cylons are basically trying to keep you from doing that. And if you get down to the last round and you haven't made it back to Earth, the Cylons win.
Yeah.
But halfway, so you are, when it's your turn, you're playing a certain amount of cards that you're supposed to be to wherever you're at. And you got to play cards to be able to help jump or fuel or what have you, to do the different things.
Yeah, to do the various things to keep the ship running.
And when they call everybody here to go to the Cylons, if Cylons are part of that, they can like do something
Sabotage.
that's just going to sabotage it and everything. But halfway through the game, you get new roll cards. And now, if you weren't a Cylon, there's a good chance you could be a Cylon.
Now, if you were a Cylon, you're still a Cylon.
You're still a Cylon,
You don't
whether you
change
get
back.
a human card or not, though.
Yeah.
But throughout the game, you're trying to figure out who's the Cylons, who do we not want to go on this mission with us, and that. It's kind of like the Resistance.
Yeah.
But with a little bit more
There's more of a
thematics
game, there's
and
more
everything.
gameplay to
Yes,
this one.
yes.
Yeah. There's more
But it's just
involved.
really cool. We've played this 2 or 3 times. I love every time we play this. I want to play it some more.
There are some great memories wrapped up in
Yes,
this one.
yes,
for
there
sure.
is.
For sure.
That I'm always the Cylon. I
You
don't know
are.
why, but and it always comes in that second half of the game. But when I do it, I play it well.
Yeah. Yeah, that first one. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was so
you guys had me in jail,
hysterical.
and I whined enough that Linda let me
you
out,
in.
and I sabotaged the last thing, jumped on my ship, and left. And
We lost
you guys
the game.
lost.
Yep, that was so
And you
funny.
lost the last one too.
Yeah, I know.
But that is number 26, Battlestar Galactica.
All right, my number 25 is, well, it's kind of a crossover. Not really. This is a successor to one you've already talked about this round. Only this one, instead of being all cards, brings cardboard into play. This is New Frontiers.
Yeah.
This is the board game version of Race for the Galaxy.
Or the space version of Puerto Rico.
That too. This one is very interesting. I mean, same basic concept, only of Race for the Galaxy, only instead of cards being your planets, you actually have planet tiles that you're drafting. It's almost like it took a little bit of Roll for the Galaxy and threw a little bit of Race for the Galaxy into it, because it's all that same world. So the basics with this one, instead of laying cards down as your planets and your developments, you have a development board that you're building out, but your planets come out of a bag. You just draft so many, pick one, and it stays undeveloped on your board. And then through resources and whatnot, you can develop it and flip it over. I don't know, I've always really enjoyed this one. It's just, it takes that Race for the Galaxy and just adds just a little more actual gameplay into it rather than just card play. So, but yeah, I've always loved this one. That is my number 25, New Frontiers.
I'm interested to see where that came in at for me.
Okay.
New Frontiers, 137.
Okay. Not too far off. Well, from me, very far off, but you know.
My number 25 is the third of a series. And the one that's it's heavier. This is from Garfield Games.
Okay.
This is Inventors of the South
yeah.
Tigris. I know on the last one I said something about that. I liked
Wayfarers.
No, not
No?
Wayfarers.
Scholars.
Wayfarers is okay. I really like Scholars because of all the translating. This one, it was kind of cool. I still think I like Scholars more, but I think Inventors made the list higher because we played it more
We had
recent
just played
since
it.
since I finished my
Again,
list.
if you had now had to do it over again since we've
Scholars
gotten to
would
play
be up,
Scholars
will
again.
probably be higher than Inventors next
Yeah.
year, though. But this is all about inventing things where you got to draft it up, and then if you could draft it, somebody else could build it, and you're still going to get points because you drafted it. And then somebody can publish it, or people
Test
could
it.
go and test it because it can be tested
build it.
before it was published, or it can be tested after it was published. So you're getting points off that. And then you have, like any of the South Tigris games, you have that track up there that you're running down, kind of like
Yeah.
in Wayfarers where you're running down this track.
Yeah.
It's kind of got the same type of track up there where you're going to different areas. You're going to get rewards at the end of the round if you're in certain areas up there. But I do like how you have the boards up there, the blueprints where you got to put the card in to make it an item to be built, and that makes up the name for it.
Yeah, each
Kinda
piece
like-
has a name on it.
It's kind of like in where is it at?
Bad Company.
Bad Company, how you make the gangs up by the names of the two cards going together. Though.
Yeah.
But it makes it like the folding compass or the flying
right.
book or whatever that yours was, or
And a folding bookcase.
the folding bookcase.
Or
No, you had something bookcase. I had a folding compass, which is
that's
normal.
That's
That's
been invented.
that's
Yeah.
been invented. But yeah, so this is I really like what it does, and like I
Yes.
said, we decided this was probably the heaviest of the three of the South Tigris games.
I think from the few plays we've had of all three of them, yes, I would have to agree.
Yeah, because there's a lot going on in this game.
Yeah.
This one also has all the South Tigris ones have new expansions coming out. That was just on Kickstarter. But yeah, that is my number 25, new to the list, Inventors of the South Tigris.
All right, my number 24 was 18 last year. I half the time forget to say where these were last year, but oh well. My number 24 was 18 last year. This is one we picked up at Gen Con last year. Very much enjoyed, still do. This is a city builder. But this one, you not only build the city out, but you build the city up. This is Acropolis.
Oh, yeah.
Acropolis is, you start off with one tile, and the tiles are all a series of hexagon shapes. You're drafting your hexagon shapes, your tiles, out of the center area and putting them into your city. But the idea is that each different type of structure is represented by a color. Like military is red and residential is green, and the shops are yellow, and residential all want to be lumped together. And the military all wants to be on the outside of the city because they don't do you much good on the inside of the city. They have to protect you from outsiders. The shops all want to be separated. You can't have them next to each other because you can't have them competing.
you
They're
don't
not
want
going to
to
score. So you're trying to do this and build everything up, but you're trying to get the scoring icons with it to put into your groups,
Right.
or they don't score. Meanwhile, you're also trying to build it up some without covering too much, because the higher it is, the more points you're going to gain at the end of the round or the end of the game. I don't know. This one's a neat puzzle to me. Just the 5 different types of buildings that each have their own scoring qualifications. Yeah, I love this one.
Yeah, this is one we did not really know a lot about, and then Root Shirt Guy introduced it 2
Yeah.
years ago at Gen Con for us, and
And
we
we
played
turned
it,
around
and we
and bought
ended
it.
up buying it.
We did.
Thanks, Root Shirt Guy.
Yeah.
Like we needed another game. But anyway, I enjoyed this one, but not enough to make my list.
Oh, I love this one. But anyway, that is Acropolis. My number, what was that, 24?
Okay, my number 24 is new to the list, and so far it's not a crossover. I have a feeling it'll probably be a crossover, just not positive.
Okay.
This is the game also got bought at Gen Con,
Okay.
and I bought it last year, so it's a new release, and one that was not on our radar until the morning of the first day of Gen Con.
He's rambling. Oh, never mind. I know what this is.
I'm rambling.
You were rambling.
This is Middle Ages.
Get it out. Okay.
This is basically the remake of Her Majesty.
Her Majesty, I think.
Where you have a village board down here and you're trying to build the buildings in each one. If you don't build one of each, you're going to lose 10 points slide out at the end of the game. But as you build a building, you put it in a slot. And it only fits in a certain slot because, of course, there's different villages. But the tiles are shaped so that it only fits on one building of its type.
Like a little puzzle piece.
But as you place a building, you're going to have a power below, which you're going to collect probably coins or victory, which are victory points, or you're going to force other people to pay you coins, or they're going to have to destroy a building, depending on what building you do.
Yeah.
There's buildings in there. If you build them, then you get to put bonuses underneath that every time you build that building. Now you're going to get something else with it. Like some of them have like 2 different building types on it, so when you build that building, you're not only going to score the points for that building, but the other symbol on there, you're going to score points for however many of those buildings are there. Yeah. It's just really cool on how to build it up and how to try and get through it. I think last game we played, it was the first time I was not able to get all my buildings built because y'all kept taking the one I needed.
That was a cutthroat game.
Yes, it was. I think it was the first time it was real cutthroat, and we played with 2 players we don't normally play with. So.
Right, we've played with both of them in the past, just never together, and it was a fun game.
Yes,
it was a very interesting game.
It was played the way it needed to be played.
Yeah, it absolutely was.
Like I said, it was the first time I'd ever not build at least one of everything though.
Yeah,
but
that's a good one. I enjoyed
but that is number 24, Middle Ages.
Okay. My number 23, I mean, technically it was on the list last year. It just was never talked about. It was $2.99 last year.
Wow,
it is
that's
now
a big jumper.
This is also
big old jumper.
This is also a crossover. This is Role Player Adventures.
Oh,
we have been playing the heck out of this game. Matter of fact, we just finished the whole first adventure. Absolutely love this game. We've been playing this on our cooperative Sundays with our friends Doug and Sarah. They prefer the cooperative games. And I do too in a lot of cases. Just the way they put this together. It's a choose your own adventure, roam around the map and try to figure out what you're missing. Where did I miss this piece?
Yeah.
We've just had so much fun.
Where did I pick up this title at? Or where do I get this keyword at?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the expansion already. We've not picked it up yet. We are definitely going to be picking it up soon because we're all ready to play the next adventure.
Yeah, we finished the base game.
Yeah, the base game's done, and we've played through the one expansion.
The Pharaoh's Judgment, which adds side quests through the first one.
Yes. So now we are looking at the next expansion and more adventures.
So we need the next expansion, or we have to go back to the base game at Legendary mode.
I mean, we kind of did really good in this one. I don't know that I want to, wow.
Go through that in Legendary mode?
I know, we do the expansion in Legendary mode. That way it's all fresh storylines. Anyway, fantastic game. If you are a fan of D&D, or even the old D&D, original D&D, it is such a neat concept, the way they did this. I absolutely adore this.
This is definitely a game that your old-time role players that play D&D would definitely like, and the four of us are.
That's why we really enjoy this game. One of the many reasons. But anyway, that is my number 23, Role Player Adventures.
My number 23 is new to the collection. It's also a crossover. It was your number 76. This is the first legacy on the list, and it's one that we have not finished.
Oh, I can't wait.
This is Ticket to Ride Legacy Legends of the West. We have had so much fun playing this one. We haven't gotten to the table here lately.
Because we're waiting for the teas.
Yes, we're waiting for the teas.
We're waiting for the teas.
Gotta get through the S's, and then we'll do the teas. But yeah, this is so cool how the maps build out. It's gonna be really cool to explain this game without giving away anything because it's a legacy.
Well, okay, the map building out as like puzzle pieces. That's in the back of the box.
So yeah, so every time you get done with the game now, there's a certain you pick almost
There's restrictions as to
which
when-
one
yeah.
you can bring out next
Yeah.
and what's new
gives
with
you
that.
choices
Each
and-
new map adds something new to the game.
Yeah.
So just kind of like the Pandemic Legacy, you got new rules for something
Yeah.
or stickers or what have you. But that's about as all I'm going to say because we don't
Good
want to give
call.
it away for everybody else. But we did find a little expansion. It's not really an
Yeah.
expansion. It's little pieces for the game
Yes,
that's going
I
to make it look really cool. And we have
forgot
not
about
played the
that.
game yet with those.
I
So
forgot about those.
and we picked that up on the way home from the Dice Tower Retreat last year. So it's been about 6 months since at least 6 months since we played this game.
We're going to have to get through the S's.
So that's number 23. Crossover with you at number 76. This is Ticket to Ride Legacy Legends of the West.
My number 22 is new to the list. This was a crossover as well. It was your number 50. This one takes me back to my travel agent days.
Oh,
This is Let's Go to Japan. And ironically, Japan has been on my bucket list for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's one we'll ever get to see, maybe in retirement, because I
well,
don't think it'll happen
if
before
you were
then.
still a
but
travel agent, one of our nephews,
Yep.
that was where he wanted to go.
Aaron wanted to go to Japan. He did, so we probably would have made it by now. But
Yep.
that was another lifetime.
Yes, it was.
So, with Let's Go to Japan, this game was actually designed during the pandemic, during COVID. The gentleman who designed it was planning a trip to Japan, which was unfortunately canceled due to COVID. So he turned his travel plans into this game. With this one, you are basically trying to create a 6-day itinerary bouncing between the cities of Tokyo and Kyoto. And every time you bounce back and forth, which is identified by the color of the card that you're using,
Yep.
you have to arrange for train travel or you lose points at the end of the game. You're doing this by drafting cards, essentially. Every round you're getting so many cards to look at, and you choose the cards you want, and then you pass the rest of them face down to one of your neighbors, depending on the round. And then you place the cards into your itinerary. And you can place them on any of the 6 days. You are ultimately trying to match up icons that are randomly selected at the beginning of the game. Plus, you are trying to arrange for the last piece of each day's itinerary for the bonus scoring at the bottom of one of the cards to be activated by something that's already happened in your itinerary. Unfortunately, it has to happen prior to that card being read out. At the end of the game, one of the variants they suggest is each person just kind of goes through and reads off their itinerary like they are telling somebody about their trip. Definitely prolongs the game doing that, but it's kind of fun, especially if you're playing with new players and doing it. So, but that is my number 22. Let's go to Japan.
All right. My number 22 is new to the collection.
Okay.
This is a crossover with your number 81. This is going to be a very brief description of it because it's the last legacy on my list.
Oh.
This is Pandemic Legacy Season 0. This is probably, like we've both decided, this is probably our favorite one, even though, I mean, I think it even beats Season 1, which I really, really, really
One
enjoyed.
was epic.
Yes.
Or let me rephrase that. 1 was really good. 0 was
is
epic.
But it is so cool because this is basically, the way you play this is Season 1, Season 2, Season 0.
Yeah.
Because if you play Season 0 before Season 1 isn't as great.
We don't think.
Because you'll know things as it comes out.
Yeah. You'll already have hints about things happening in Season 1 if you play 0 first.
So this is kind of, Season 0 is kind of like
The aha moment.
edition or Episode 1 of Star Wars. Or Episode 2 or Episode 3. After they already did 4, 5, and 6, then they went back and did 1, 2, and 3. It's kind of like that where, oh, that makes sense now. Now we get it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of that in this game.
There was a lot of aha moments.
Yep. But it does say, I think it does say it on the back of the box that it is, it's kind of like a spy thing going on.
Yeah. That's a given. They
Yes.
explained that in the beginning. It's not medically based. It's not a pandemic based. It is
This is the
spies.
beginnings of what's going to happen in 1.
Yeah.
Or the results of what happens. 1 is the results of what happened in 0.
Thank you.
There you go. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
But yeah, but this is such a really, like I said,
Yeah.
it beats out season 1, which was really hard for it to do for me because, like I said, I really
love
like that
season
game.
1,
But
yeah, I do
this
too.
is Pandemic Legacy Season 0, my 22, your 81.
All right, my number 21 is another new to the list. This was another crossover, my third crossover in the list. Well, I guess fourth because Namiji, and Trekking Through History. This is my fifth crossover in this little list.
Wow. I only
Okay.
have 3.
Well, 4 because you had
4
Namiji.
because I had Namiji.
Anyway, all right, so this one was number 53 for you. This is Trailblazer, the John Muir Trail. Now, we have the Arizona Trail as well. I don't know where that one's going to fall next year. We've definitely got to play that one some more before I can form an opinion on that one. But the John Muir Trail was very interesting. I love the fact that this one, everybody is starting up at the trailhead, and you have essentially 12 days to make it through 10 stops of the trail down to... I don't remember the ending location, but that's okay. I put it
Get
in
to the end of the trail.
Yes, thank you.
Down
Get to the bottom of the board.
I think it's like Arizona or something like that, right? Or I don't remember.
No, it's California.
Is it California?
It is all in, John Muir is all in California, I believe. Anyway,
I don't know.
regardless, I love the flip books in this one. This one gives every player
Yes.
their own little flip book of exactly what they need
Yep.
that day on the trail.
That day on the trail.
Now, there's also weather conditions and things like that that add to it. But for day 3, I may need a water where my opponent needs firewood or whatever the case may be. I love that for every single person, the further you get down the trail, your stuff is different from everybody else because of this little flip book. There's a lot of resources to manage in this one. Plus, you're, like I said, hiking the trail down. There are some days that you just have to decide, you know what, I'm not hiking today because the weather's too bad and I can't afford it, so I'm just going to stock resources. It's just, I love some of the decision space in this one. But the artwork is gorgeous. It's a very pretty game on the table. But yeah, that is my number 21, Trailblazers, the John Muir Trail.
Yeah, I like this one a lot better than the Arizona Trail. I'm not saying the Arizona Trail is bad.
Well,
I do like the
I
Arizona
feel like
Trail.
we need to play that one some more.
Yeah, but I did like this one a lot better, though.
Yeah, I agree. So far. We'll see. We'll see what happens next.
So my 21 is new to the list again. I think it might have been a crossover. If it was, I did not mark it down.
Okay.
This is all about the world, your world ending and having to go and move everybody to a new planet.
Evacuation.
This is evacuation. Has this made your list yet? Or did it make your list?
I'm pretty sure it did.
I thought you'd already talked about this one.
Yeah, that's my number 45.
Okay, so everything she says plus go back and watch it.
There you go.
Anyway, though, but yeah, this is cool. Your world is dying, and now you've got all this population, these fuel manufacturers and goods manufacturers. You need to travel to this new planet that has been found and get all your stuff over there and start producing stuff over there. How you do is you got rockets. You can have one rocket or you can build other rockets, but you're going to need fuel. So eventually you're going to need fuel manufacturers on both planets so that you have fuel to get there. Or if you only got it on the one planet, make sure you got enough to get back. Yeah. Or, like I said, if it's on the other planet too, now you don't have to worry about it. It's on both planets. But it's all, like I said, it's getting your population over there, getting all your factories over there, all your resource places over there before the world blows up. There's always at least somebody left behind. That poor Timmy, he got left behind. Anyway, call back from a podcast, but that's all right. Anyway, but yeah, so somebody gets left behind, you lose points for it, but you got most of everybody over there. It's just really cool. There's another track that goes down, kind of like the Milky Way or something like that, winding through the planets.
Yeah.
That it's almost like a track that you're gaining stuff, and you want to kind of stay in the lead on that to gain more stuff. But I don't remember exactly what's going on there.
Yeah, we need to play this some more.
Yeah,
'Cause
this
it's
I think
been
it's
a
got
little
one
while.
or two plays of
It's
this,
gotten a
but
couple
it's been
plays,
a while
but
since
it's
we
been a
played
little
it.
bit.
But yeah, that is my number 21, Evacuation, and that ends this round.
It does. That is it. So let us know what your 21 to 30 would be. Let us know what you think about some of these various games. Where do they make it on your list? Do they?
And what do you think about Timmy being left behind on the planet?
Oh my goodness.
But until then, we'll see you at the next one.